Well, let's continue.
I mean, Gaza is being bombed right now, brutally. People are being slaughtered in the dark, and that's not even making it to the mainstream press. What do you think about the daily incursions on Masjid al-Aqsa and the settlers burning homes and attacking people and lynching people and just the everyday humiliation of occupation? If right now Gaza is not on your screen, then how is that going to be on your screen? And so there is a deliberate exploitation, again, of people's overall ignorance of what's taking place on a regular basis. And it's playing on people's emotions. You just saw the entire disinformation campaign that the president himself repeated a hoax.
The reporting by one Israeli TV channel that 40 babies were murdered by Hamas, including being beheaded, makes a number of the front pages. We have asked on 3 occasions the IDF to confirm. They have not confirmed this reporting.
If you don't read the newspaper, you're uninformed. If you do read it, you're misinformed.
I was the CIA director. We lied, we cheated, we stole. It was like
about 40 beheaded children. What about the 400 plus children in Gaza now that are confirmed dead? That's not a hoax. They're not just decapitated. They're finding legs in some places, arms in some places. I mean, these people are being bombed by American bombs. And that's not a hoax. And the president of the United States could not even say a word of sympathy, about Palestinian life. So this is the most blatant hypocrisy that I think we've seen in a very long time in regards to what is happening to the Palestinian people. It resembles very much the racist, Islamophobic framings that we have been subjected to, especially in the immediate aftermath of 9/11. We're being portrayed as the Arab savages who are bloodthirsty and cannot but be governed by brutality. And so the only way to deal with these, bloodthirsty Arab Muslims is to mow the lawn, is to carpet bomb them. Ted Cruz said, turn it into a parking lot. Netanyahu is told by Jordan Peterson, give them hell. Nikki Haley says, finish them, right? And I'm probably confusing at this point now who said what, but it's just disgusting talking points from the right and from the left that are not even veiling the fact that they don't view Palestinians as full human beings. And they're playing to that imagination that these people are bloodthirsty. The only way you can deal with them is put them in this tiny piece of land, shut off the water, shut off the electricity, shut off the hospital system, shut off the fuel, starve them to death, and bomb them with the most sophisticated weaponry that exists in the world today.
Targeted attacks on civilian infrastructure with a clear aim to cut off men, women, children of water, electricity and heating with the winter coming. These are acts of pure terror, and we have to call it as such.
I want you to think about how sick and demented that is. How sick and demented that is, right? And the irony of it is that it's being done in the name of protecting human life. That's the irony of it all. This is how you protect lives. So clearly, you don't view all human life as equal. So at least be open about your hypocrisy. At least be open about your double standards, and stop going about it in these two different ways, and just repeating these horrific tropes about Arabs and Muslims as if they're innocent.
Well, I have a lot of questions. You mentioned, and I'll get to this, the settler situation, the illegal settlements. You mentioned now the cutting off of food, basic food, water, the survival for life. So many questions, and I want to get this in the short amount of time we have together. But first, I want to get into.
Yeah, I want to apologize, Eddie. I'm jumping from place to place.
No. Yeah.
Honestly, this has been I'll be very real with you, and I think it's important.
Yes.
We're not sleeping. We're not sleeping because we have relatives, we have people in Gaza that are cut off right now. And every morning you're waiting to hear if they're alive or not.
Wow.
And while we're not sleeping, we know they're not sleeping. Now, what we're dealing with is nothing compared to what they're dealing with. The sad thing is that, to see in these moments that, we have to fight not just Israeli propaganda, but the full thrust of propaganda here at home, the political establishment, the media establishment, your brands, your celebrities, your influencers, it is absolutely exhausting. You know, what's happening to people at work. You've got now state governments, like Texas just put out some sort of a warrant or creating some sort of a division. I don't even know what it's called, but to monitor, and surveil pro-Palestinian, protests and report concerning behavior. So this is, if it seems like we're scattered right now and we're jumping from place to place and we're outraged, it's because we are. We actually are outraged, and we don't even know where to start when talking to people, because the depth of ignorance and media manipulation is just that strong right now.
Tell me this. Recently, there was a tweet that went out where Jordan Peterson, he tweeted, "Give them hell." And this is kind of, people were shocked because it's kind of, we've never heard you to tell someone to go to hell. So can you tell us and I did a program on this. Can you go ahead and let us know what was obviously we can see the build up to it. And can you go ahead and elaborate on this?
Well, look, I think it's important to recognize, and every Tuesday night I do a class called The Firsts, where I go through the lives of the Sahaba, and it just so happened we had just finished the classes about Khubayb radiallahu anhu and Asim radiallahu anhu, and many of the shuhada of what's known as Bi'r Ma'una,